So I hadn't planned on making a video today, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not doing so good, Chief. I had a call on my lunch break today from my doctor's surgery, basically telling me that my referral has been rejected. So I'm not gonna be seeing a psychiatrist like I thought I was going to. I've had some time to process that information. Essentially, I have spent about 3 hours of my workday today spiraling and being off of the shop floor because I could not stop crying. Like, the message that I picked up was a text that asked me to call them back, and I spoke to the receptionist, and she was the one that informed me that unfortunately I'm not getting the referral, and I'm just gonna have to continue with the CBT that the Wellbeing Service has given me and seeing my mental health practitioner. Again, I keep stressing to people that that's not helpful, or like that's not gonna work for me. It's incredibly frustrating, and the reason that I spiraled was essentially because I felt like I'd been given a lifeline. When they said that they were going to refer me, it felt like maybe things were gonna start getting better. And I feel like no sooner do I put out a video with good news or just positive vibes, feeling a little bit better, there is always something that comes along to just be like, psych, you thought. And yeah, today that was my psychiatry referral. Based on what the girl on reception said to me today, by the sounds of it, I'm not bad enough for their services. And in one of my more recent uploads, I have talked about how I feel like nobody takes me seriously because I've not self-harmed in a way that is visible or that people think of when you say the phrase self-harm. And what I feel like a lot of people overlook is there's more than one way to harm yourself, and it isn't always through cutting. I am going to be going over some of the behaviours that I exhibit that can be deemed self-harming. So there's your trigger warning, your content warning. These things are not limited to, but include self-neglect, restrictive diets, like restrictive eating, alcohol and drug abuse, going without sleep, like forcing yourself to stay awake, impulsive behaviours, there was another one on there, oh, and excessive spending, which funnily enough is how I coped today, because I got out of work and I went to Waterstones, and admit, like, in my defence, I went in there to buy Christmas gifts. I did come out with a couple of things that are on their buy one get one half price for myself. I just need to not do that much more. Like, there are so many things that I do that fall under self-harming, but because it is not the one that everybody thinks of, it seems that it gets overlooked a lot of the time, or doesn't get treated with the same level of severity. Also, I've not made an attempt to self-delete. I don't know how YouTube is with censoring things like that, so I'm just going to refer to it as that for now, because I haven't made an attempt, and because I have what they refer to as, oh, what was it? Was it safeguarding factors or like something? But they asked me, they asked me what my harm reduction was, or like why haven't you tried to kill yourself? And because I said that I have animals that rely on me and I live by myself, and if I wasn't here to look after them, they would suffer. If I had chosen to do that and not made prior arrangements, I would end up potentially being the reason that my animals died if nobody found me quick enough. And I can't, like, that for me is just something that I don't, yeah, it's, I can't do that to them. Like, I'm here to, like, they're with me, so I look after them. But that shouldn't be the only thing that I have as a failsafe to make sure I don't go off the deep end and do something stupid. Because one time that might not be enough. Yeah, it's been a really draining day. It's not even been a draining day, it's been a draining afternoon, because I was pretty inconsolable for a lot of it. I called my GP to see if I could get an appointment with him because of how much I was spiralling earlier, and I got told that I can't see anyone before Christmas. The earliest appointment they could offer me, and bearing in mind today is the 1st of December, was the 27th. I've been told by my doctor's surgery, if you think things are getting really bad, you can call us. But when the thing that you are met with is, we can't see you until then, what are you supposed to do? Like, I'm doing what you tell me to do. Like, if I need extra support and I need help, I call you up and I tell you, hey, I am spiraling right now because of my referral rejection. Yeah, we can't see you for like 3 weeks. How's that harm reduction? One, to say we have support in place, and then when you get through to them, you get fobbed off. I've been told to try and ring on Monday morning to get an on-the-day appointment. It's not even going to be with my doctor. It'll be with whoever is the duty doctor. So it's probably going to be someone who has got no idea about my medical history. And if somebody tries to increase my medication again, I'm going to scream. I have reached out to a local LGBT charity that is teamed up with the National Lottery, and they can help provide support for people with counselling at a reduced rate. It's like private counselling, but they pay for most of it and you pay a contribution. So I've referred myself for that. I don't even know whether it's the right thing for me to be doing, because I don't know whether the issues that, like, that the services are for people having issues with like identity and stuff like that, because like that's not the problem. But I am a little LGBT person who needs some therapy. So I thought, you know, I might as well give them a try. Honestly, it just, I'm really concerned that based on what I've put in the questionnaire, they are going to turn around and be like, we're out of our depth here, we don't have the services that we need to support you. And the other services that I've been referred to turn around and say, yeah, you're not bad enough to warrant seeing us. Which is not what you want to hear. Because then, like, what do you do with the people in the middle that are too bad for some of the help and not bad enough for the other that's available? Like, what do you do in that situation? And it feels like the more people I speak to, the more people seem to fit into that middle ground. And it's all very well having these campaigns with all these slogans and stuff being like, hey, just reach out for help, ask for help. Because what happens when you reach out for help and nobody can help you? That is a really dangerous game to be playing with people's lives. Like, there is a mental health crisis. Something needs to be done about it. And I know I'm not the only person in this position, because I read the comments on my last video. I have seen how many of you have been in similar situations for me as me, and I am so sorry that you're having to deal with that. It's not fair. Nobody should have to go through that. And I'm angry for you, and I'm angry for me, and it's just fucking exhausting, and I don't know how long I can keep going around the houses before somebody is going to open up and be like, hey, here's some support, because I keep crying out for it. I can't keep taking time off work. I can't afford to. There is something really broken with our system that we have for mental health support. And you can put out as many campaigns as you like saying it's important to talk about things, and it's important that men have access to facilities to talk about these sort of things and have access to these kind of things. But if you're not going to give people the help that they need, then what's the fucking point? It's all virtue signalling, and I have had enough of it. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing adverts for Headspace. I'm sick of that being used as the support that you get from employers. You can have a, what do they call them? It's like, there's some kind of scheme that there's employers that provide you with, like, they're supposed to be better employers, essentially. It's a scheme thing. I'm sure the government's got something to do with it, and they're probably paying the companies to put this sticker on. And you know what they give you? They give you access to Headspace. And if your problem is not, I am anxious to get on the bus, or I need talking down from I'm feeling anxious, or whatever like that, and that's fine. People will have, I'm not saying that people that suffer with anxiety as their main issue with their mental health aren't valid. They totally are. But what I'm saying is that if all you're going to give to support people is an app for meditation, It's not good enough, it's not cutting it, and we need to do better. There is no point harping on about a mental health crisis and how many people are in vulnerable positions, especially at this time of year with a cost of living crisis, if you're gonna do fuck all about it when they actually reach out to you and they ask you for help, because they get turned away. What is it going to take for people to start taking people with mental illnesses seriously? What about the people that are lost in the middle, where headspace isn't going to cut it and they're not at a point where there needs to be a crisis intervention? How do we stop people from getting to needing crisis intervention? Because what's essentially happening is you're getting pushed towards having a fucking breakdown, to taking an overdose, to attempting to take your own life, to self-harming. What we're telling people is the only way to get taken seriously and the only way to get help for the issues that you're having and the problems that you've had is to act out. How many people are going to die before people start taking that seriously? I've had enough. I'm so done with it. I'm past the point of being sad now and I'm just angry. I was really hoping that my next upload was going to be nice and positive following my monthly favourites, but like after the day that I've had and the phone call that I've had and the way that my brain has been spiralling because I don't know what to do next, I'm sorry that this is the video that you've ended up with. I'm going to put some support lines in my description as usual when I do a video like this, so there's some resources there if you need them. I don't really know what else I can do, but thank you for listening. Hang in there. I'll see you in my next one.